Hello. Hello. Hope we get started. Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayariyanam, Namo Vajjayanam, Namo Loe Sauvasahunam, Eso Panchanamokaro, Sauvapavapanasano, Mangalanam cha sauve sim padamam havai mangalam. Okay, that's okay. So we'll start with biophoton. Last session, we understood energy body. Tejas body is energy body. So today we're going to learn about biophotons. Understanding biophoton and its role in life. We are familiar with photon, the vital light energy from the sun, which brings forth life, and whereby the photoreactive enzyme in a plant transforms this photon light into chlorophyll. We know how trees, they all cannot survive without light. So chlorophyll captures the sun rays and creates a sugary carbohydrates or energy which allows plants to grow. This photon energy is one source of life, feeding plant and all life forms. So the role of chlorophyll in photosynthesis is vital. Which resides in a plant is the green pigment that is necessary in order for plants to convert carbon dioxide and water using a sunlight into oxygen and glucose. So without oxygen, we cannot survive. So it takes carbon dioxide and gives us oxygen. But if there was no sunlight, then we won't be able to, trees would not be able to convert into oxygen. So what is photosynthesis? Plants, just like humans, require food in order to survive and grow. However, plants' foods like nothing like our food. Plants are the greatest consumers of solar energy. So what we want to go and understand that without light, there is no life. And it is true even inside our body. So that's what I'm going for. Plants are the greatest consumer of solar energy, using power from the sun to mix up energy-rich meal. The process where plants make their own food is called photosynthesis. Green plants are the only living things on earth that is capable of converting the sun energy into a food. Without plant, we would not have oxygen, and animals would have nothing to eat, and neither would we. So why does the leaf looks green? Plants are green because their cells contain chloroplasts, which have pigment chlorophyll, which absorb blue and a red light. So the rest of the sunlight spectrum being reflected, causing the plant to look green. So any idea what that picture is? Huh? Yeah. This is the skin pigment. Sun exposure has numerous health benefits that go beyond vitamin D. So our skin requires vitamin D. We just started that all the green plants, they all live by sunlight. They take carbon dioxide in and gives off oxygen. And because of sunlight, it gets their own food. So our goal is to understand that without light we cannot live. We know the light, sunlight, gives energy and oxygen from the plant. And now we'll go within our body, that there is a light within our body. Without that, we cannot live. So this is our skin, magnified, and this is like a solar panel. The sleep gives us a better sleeping habit. Of course, provides vitamin D. Enhances our mood, can naturally increase serotonin level in our body, keeps us active and alert, lowers blood pressure. Sunlight lowers blood pressure. Actually protects from melanoma. It's one kind of cancer. And sufficient supply of vitamin D. So these are all requirement, we get through sunlight. So if you see this picture, it tells us that we get sunlight and the tree is growing banana. Chemical energy, carbohydrate stored in banana gets eaten by happy monkey, and then chemical energy stored in glucose is taken to muscle cell, and then he can jump around, and then he keeps his body temperature. With that energy burning, there is a heat flow, but that energy gives him heat control. So this is a cycle, we cannot do without sunlight. Now this is a light spectrum. The light from electromagnetic waves which we talked about yesterday, the only religion in electromagnetic spectrum that our eyes sensitive is visible region, and that is this region, and then expanded, so this is the region. The biophoton light we're talking about is somewhere between 200 nanometers to about 800 nanometers. So all others, gamma ray we can't see, X-ray we can't see with our naked eyes. So this is just a spectrum of what area of wavelength we can see.
These are all biophotons?
No. This is just this is a gamma ray. The biophoton only is up here.
Okay.
It's a visible light. Though we cannot see with our naked eye, if we can amplify it 1,000 times, then you can see those lights. And those are those aura we were saying by Kirlan photography. Those are, those magnifications. Well, we'll get on a biophoton, but I'm telling you that those biophoton which emits that light is in that spectrum. It's in that.
When you talk light, is it sunlight or any?
We'll see. This is this is sunlight and the light inside our body. Yeah, whatever you can see is within that spectrum. Any light, even this light,
Any source, but it has to be that wavelength.
that wavelength. They have a certain wavelength. So this is here a little more explained, where are the X-rays and gamma rays. So gamma rays have the shortest wavelength.
It's the radium.
Right. Now, this is photonic body of bio hologram projector of coherent light and sound. So if I have to see what is the light my body is emitting, the picture looks like this. This is, a lot of things are imaginary, because they still don't have proper technology to show you some of these images. But this just gives you an idea that this is bio hologram projected light and sound. Now what is sound coming out of the body? You heard your heart pumping. You know, even lot of organs makes noise. So this is sound and light. Sound and light. Now similar energy system in the human body called biophoton, which is living light in the cell. You know, we got hundreds of thousands of cells. They all have some kind of a living lights, which we call biophoton. So we're going to explore what those biophotons are. Bio means biological, photon means light energy. So biophoton is biological light. It's, or you can say another word is ultra weak photon emission. Science is saying it's some kind of emission. Low level biological chemical luminance or ultra weak bioluminance. Biophoton is photon of light emitted from biological system, you know, and is part of general weak electromagnetic radiation of living biological cells in that wavelength. Now you take an onion has those waves. You know, we'll see that if you take two bacteria and you infect some kind of disease in one bacteria, and if you have another cell a little further away, that bad disease would go into that other cell. So somehow these photons, they communicate. They communicate. Because, you know, we may have one photon, a part of our brain, and other one, same one at part of the leg, but they travel and they communicate. It's like an internet. You know, they talk to each other. But in that frequency, that coherence frequency, you know, it has to be certain coded bits. When that bits are the same, that shall recognize whatever that problem is. You know, like if we get a cut, you know, all of a sudden all the cells are coming to that cut to block that cut. And once the cut is there, they said, okay, stop it, you did your job. So proper DNA for whatever that cell is, which is responsible for blocking your blood, that DNA is copied over and over again and made those new cells, and they all rush toward that problem. You know, if you eat too much, you know, your digestive system, you know, those cells, they do extra catalytic conversion. He said, hey, work 10 times faster. You know, I got so much food in my body, I got to digest that, otherwise I'm going to die of poison. So this all cells, they work all together and they copy proper DNA of each of your cell, whatever body needs. But they are all coherent in a nature, so proper cell goes to proper place. You know, the storage cell does storage job, you know, similar like that. Now this is the light, this is neuron, you know, and these are all, I'm not sure that these are all imaginary. You know, certain things they're still working on to understand. So neuron emits and even conducts photon. You know, it's just like electrical wiring. You know, they go and do their things. Photon play an important role in basic functioning of the cell. Many cells use light to communicate. Bacteria, plants, even a kidney cell communicates in that way. Okay. So biophoton means biological light. Each and every living form have their own biophotons. are well recognized in scientific industry. So biophotons are silent language of DNA. They come to proper cell and tell them that what protein we need, and that protein has certain DNA. So they copy that protein. And each protein has their own functions. There are proteins for storage, transport, support, carry out chemical reaction, response to cell for chemical stimuli, and fight against disease. The spectrum distribution for biophoton is between 260 and 800. The phenomena of how information is transmitted within living system was and is being extensively studied by Dr. Pop. He is a Russian scientist. He discovered that photon provide the vehicle for information was transmitted. So it's a communication device between cells. Photons are light particle without mass. Remember massless particles, karma? So this is correlation. So science still don't know what massless particles are. They think there are a bunch of quarks and others they think they could be, but they still don't know. There are like 20 or 30 different particles. We saw that slide before, what quarks can be. So Dr. Pop showed the DNA of living cells stores and releases photons. So they do storage. And today, Rupaven bring me a nice article. So there is a study done. We think this is what in every cell, look how much light's going through and communication is going on. Just think, billions of cells, talking to each other in such a coherence, That's why, how many times our heart is pumping, how many gallons? It's thousands and thousands of gallons we pumping. Our body is, you can't even imagine, what kind of machine that is. So communication is like a super freeway on the internet. Biophoton is super internet, Now this is some idea, communication between cells. Light is constantly being absorbed and transmitted by DNA molecules within each cell nucleus as a form of communication. This is same, karmic vibrations, karmic communication, our lesia changing, communication to biophoton changing. This could be a correlation. Now here, there's a communication between cells. I can send you my positive energy to you through biophoton. And this is the one we talked about, Samovasarn, when Aryan Bhagwan is there, a goat and a lion can sit together and they can listen to the preaching and sermon of Aryan Lord. It's communication device. We communicate karma body to Tejas body, converts into lesia. Same way, that communication is done by biophoton. And if we have some problem like a Vedaniya karma, and then it's a Shata Vedaniya karma, then that information gets transferred to that cell. And that cell could do Alzheimer disease, it can do Parkinson disease, and but if we do Nirjara, then like I said, fasting, remember I said there was an experiment done that when you do fasting, chances of Alzheimer is very, very less. Some scientists already prove that. So doing fasting is Nirjara. That is destroying those bad karmas. So those bad karmas are changing those DNA of that cell. So cancer cell can get destroyed and you can be fully, become healthy again. We'll see some of those examples that, tumor on certain folks. Doctors were going to give chemotherapy and he did his prayers and whatever he did, the whole cancer was gone away. He had so much faith in a God. One of the priests, prayed with him and he had so much faith. 2 months later, the cancer was gone. There are lots of stories like those, So, answering your question, the karmic vibration is similar to this biophoton which communicate with every organ of our body. And later, we'll see, compare about 7 to 8 different topic we will compare and they will look both same. I agree. Well, we'll do whatever we can, otherwise, So this is another communications, While we can't see them with our eye alone, technology has given us glimpse of what it's shown us may profound and impact all of us.
What question, Paryushana? How long are you prepared to stay in that?
We are ready, but I don't know.
I am here as
I think we should just extend it.
yeah. That'll be the perfect.
It's not us.
Yeah, but they have a cut of time
I think
and all by the
we're
best
locking
process.
ourselves.
We can talk. He has sent an email to Narendra Bhai, right? Yeah, I see.
He hasn't responded.
Yeah.
We'll deal with it when it comes.
Biophoton were first thought merely byproduct of chemical reaction. The idea is being challenged with exciting theory that biophoton have much larger role to play, and it comes to our physiology and quite possibly our conscious as well. Now, new modern science is doing lots of research, and they have done some research so your conscious mind has effect on the body. And that's what before we were saying is, Ashubh karma. I mean, we convert those into Ashubh karma, and those conscious mind can change the structure of the cell or DNA.
Not to keep disturbing you, can you skip some of this line and go to the later one?
See, we could stay until 11. Baku, we'll do in a wide way.
Then other thing is,
We can do extend, yeah.
if you need an extra session,
We'll
then
see.
then-
That's
Because see, we have a 10 lakshanas starting now. So we can do it in 10 lakshanas.
yeah.
But I don't know whether you are.
We can stay one day. We can stay one day. Let's see how far we can do. If we can do up to 11, we can accomplish a lot.
I don't know, but during the Paryushana time, I don't know, if one time, sometimes, but we don't know.
Right.
But tomorrow is Sabbath. Most of the people might have a day off, or I don't know. I don't know. Right.
And before that afternoon,
We can do it after all the Paryushana, that's possible.
I mean, we can do it after.
Yeah.
You're free to switch off.
At 10:30.
No, whenever you want.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
You
fine.
don't need me for
No. Thank you.
I'll continue with my
Sure. Thank you, Rohit. Thank you, Rahul bhai.
Just tell them we're gonna extend it to 11.
No.
Tell them to make it happen.
Right.
I don't know, but the timer is there on the lights, I believe.
But that's just the fact. We can
You guys can control that.
So, right. No, you can, whoever can stay, it's fine. Well, you can read through that book. So, whoever can stay, it's fine. So, the biophoton, they pass through many cells, and they act like a laser and they maintain the hologram of energy. This hologram serves as a pattern or template for growth of organs and tissue. The study of phenomena developed an instrument called photomultiplier, could detect glow of firefly 10 miles away. So he found that DNA uses variety of frequency as an informational tool, suggesting a feedback system of perfect communication through waves and encode and transfer information from cell. We're gonna skip this video. This is kind of nice, but I think we're gonna do. No, that's one I will show you. Biophoton play important role helping all the system of human body communicate and maintain balance in a coherent property. When we saturate our body with toxin, this toxin can disturb that coherence of biophoton and therefore reduce our ability to effectively transfer information. And this
And when you were talking about saturate of toxin, what kind of toxin?
toxin, like if you eat wrong type of food, too much sugar, stress, right,
No, that's physical I'm talking from. I'm talking on a religious level.
right.
What toxins are
Toxin, those are again Mohaniya karma.
karmas again?
Mohaniya karma.
Foul passion.
Mohaniya karma, rag, dvesh, anger, ego, deceit,
And you're saying
greedy.
is that going two parallels like physical is your eating and those things, and inside is your ram, dvesh.
Agree.
They both go.
Right. They both has the same effect on your body. Yes.
And also no Krishna.
No, okay, right. No kashaya, like fear and laughing and joking, those are all Mohaniya karma, So,
Laughing is not good.
well, if you laugh in a bad way, if you say something, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't explain. You're right. Yeah, laughing in a wrong way is bad. Right. Biophotons are present in all living form, and they can be measured in units per second per centimeter. A newborn baby can emit as much as 200 units of biophoton, and then the average adults radiates 20 to 120. Senior at 10 and 60 units. So as your Ayushya karma goes down, your biophoton is gone.
Look at the last one.
Dead person doesn't have any biophoton.
That was a good one.
No, but that person and body remains for long time, it just creates all the
Yeah, but not both of them.
Then what happens?
You're not
No. What happens is when Ayushya karma comes, you don't make new cells. Like you need red blood cells and everything, and then biophoton transmit electromagnetic impulses for regenerating, generating and degenerating process. If you have a cancer cell, you want to do degeneration. You want a blood cell, you want to keep generative. So their laser-like precision, it has been scientifically recognized that biophoton control metabolism of the cell, regulating growth and reproduction. This is the one I was telling you, that here is the cell culture, and here's another one. They put a virus infection, and they can block with a glass, and they can quartz. When you put quartz, those spectrum light can go through, and then when they put the quartz, the cell got that bad bacteria which was infected here. So this is, those biophoton are communicating with the same cell. So this way they say cancer multiplies.
So the disease transmitted to what?
Yes, and those are the one. See, glass cannot transmit those UV lights, those spectrum, and that's why they done a similar on an onion. When you put it all together to grow, they grow faster. But if you just have one onion, it won't grow as much as all the onion together.
So this explains like in the olden days when there was a malaria or something and the villages destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah, it got transmitted, right?
It is also explained the nimitic sabha.
Right.
They are not actually touching each other,
Right.
and yet
There is a bond.
I have a question.
there is an effect.
I have a
Effect
question.
and co-
If
yeah.
this is physical and there's also alchemy, so what can we do to either eliminate or reduce from
All
alchemy to physical?
right. Well, it gets automatically. When you do adhyatmic, it's automatically gets fixed in your physical body.
Can I answer?
Yeah.
Each of us remember only one single sentence. Reduce your rag and
Right.
If we just do that much, the rest is automatic.
Rag is anger.
Yeah.
Rag is affect, rag is
No.
attachment.
Rag and dvesh is krodh, man, maya, lobh.
Yes.
So anger, ego, deceit, and greedy. You know, so those, if you can control those rag, dvesh, or krodh, man, maya, lobh,
Which is the same thing.
or you should remain
Deceit and what?
ego, deceit, and a greediness.
Answer to all questions comes from
here.
that.
Wow.
And you know, so basically, to even a single sentence somebody has said, the only thing there is if you even
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So what is that?
11 o'clock, no problem.
Thank you.
So even just if your thoughts are pure,
Start over again, please.
no, what I'm
One
saying,
sentence.
no, one sentence is that if you don't do anything, but if your thoughts, if you can make your thoughts pure,
But pure means somehow, means no rag and no
Right,
rag.
right. Pankaj bhai, I'll give you some more things on a Nau Tattva. It's very well written, Nirjara, how to stop influx of the karma, and, your 12 bhavana, so those are all.
In fact, whether you're making progress or not can also be measured by that same thing. If your kashayas are getting milder, you're making progress. If they're not getting milder, you're not making progress.
So we're talking about the cell, but there are bacteria 10 times. The bacteria doesn't have a nucleus, but does have a DNA. So there may be around 100 trillion microbes in human gut. Microbes.
it's a
Bacteria. It's a bacteria. This is different than a cell. But they still have a DNA. They DNA, so you can, communicate. This gentleman, you may have seen him on PBS. He comes often. His name is Pearl Murder, and he's called Brain Maker. He says you can get all your Parkinson disease out, all your Alzheimer disease out, and he said approach to neurology, treating whole person with body, conscious mind, and a spirit.
Body, conscious mind, and
Spirit. So conscious mind, which is again, the same thing we're talking about.
I think alertness, awareness,
Awareness.
moment to moment
Awareness.
of what we are doing.
I remember he also said to eat fat, to eat protein, there's two kind of SH is fat, there's two kind of fats. He said those fats is good, that because
Agree.
Alzheimer or something.
Agree. Very true. Very true. So, right.
But we don't get off the subject.
Right. Photon controls everything in the cell. Photon switch on body process like an orchestra. Conductor bringing each individual instrument into a collective sound. At different frequency, they perform different function. So this is the best analogy, Pop found out the molecule in the cell respond to certain frequency. That range vibration from photon cause variety of frequency in other molecules of the body. Biophoton corresponds to inner communication of our cell like a wireless network of 50 trillion cells, each sending the messages.
So in that case, hypothetically, you can also say that whenever whatever karma comes in the uday, the frequency changes.
Right. And we'll see a good video of that. You see the best video of that. So if you just talk about nervous system, automatic nervous system has total length of about 10 circumference of the earth, or 400,000 kilometers of nervous system. You know, those nadi, and you know,
Brain is more basic.
right,
Oh, really?
right. Now this is the new example. Biophoton corresponds to inner communication of our cell like a wireless network. And you know, now these are all the organs. Now 5 senses are the main troublemaker, you know, because of our, you know, those are the ones, right? And those are all send that message through here and goes in a brain. You know, and then all communication is going through. You know.
Actually, the sixth one that's the problem.
Right. Man, right.
One controls the fire.
Man changa kathrod mein ganga.
Man,
Man is like a monkey.
monkey, yes.
You know, it's going all the way around. You know, if you can just hold that monkey,
One changa.
man changa to kathrod mein ganga.
Control means small goal.
Oh,
Yeah.
If your mind
Yeah.
is proper, you take one drink
So-
at a time and a little more.
Our body is a unity in which each part is connected to every other part. The same blood which flows through our toes also supplies the root to our hair. And the nerve impulse in our body control in such a way that even the smallest movement in a head result in automatic fine tuning of the foot muscle. How intricate everything is? Huh?
Can you state that last sentence?
Even a smallest movement in a head result into automatic fine tuning of the foot muscle.
You know, in yoga, they start massaging from the foot and they move those chakras at the bottom, and that's where physical improve.
That's reflex over.
Right. Well, you know, you just want to push a key on a keyboard. How many think we are thinking, you know, or we want to push K, so your mind is working on a K, your finger is working, which finger you want to use, you know. So it's just like that, you know, like orchestra, you know. So, right. And we a little slower, but I think in ladies, you guys work 5 times faster than us. So I can see how fast must be working in you, you know. I can't even focus on one. So, biophoton activate direct our physiological process at speed of light. Speed of light. Biophoton similar to laser beam. Now this is what's happening but this is not as good as other ones, so I'll explain you other one. But see those biophotons? You know, the receptor cell comes and brings the message. And they do reverse DNA, try to copy what that is. And once they make that new DNA, they send it out.
So the big round circle is for a cell.
This is the nucleus. Here is the nucleus. This is the surface of the cell. But I think our other one would be the better one to see. Then finally, you know. Now here is the messenger is coming. And then here is a messenger, here he gets in. And then DNA is, can't read, right? Anybody can read?
Viral DNA is
Yeah,
Form.
form, see, reverse process. And then here, this is chromosome. And they make perfect match, and then he's ready to send it out. the new viral RNA protein move to the cell surface and new immune HIV forms. So here they made a copy itself, and then he's out to do his own job. You know. Biophoton, incredibly important to life, just like fiber optics, communicate at the speed of light, instruction that tell our cell how to replicate and behave. Many chemical reactions are happening. You know, all that different proteins for storage, and you know, we talked about 8 or 9 different chemical reaction happening. So biophoton is extremely important in our life. This is like a fiber, you know, each one of this fiber can carry 10 million telephone calls. So this gives you an idea that, you know, how communication, because now with the fiber we can see, you know. You know, this is like fiber optics, how they work, you know. They carry digital information, and both ends it's decoded. This is coherent energy stored in biophoton, enables them act like a laser because there is a storage inside that each biophoton.
Are we going on the later part? Are we going towards the?
Yes, yeah, we will. But just think that whatever is happening in these cells
Yeah.
are karmic vibrations. But when you have good, you don't have any monia karma, you know, and you have only a good karma, positive thoughts. Those would be vibrate through those coherent magnetic waves. These messengers would go to those proper cell and cure our problems at, you know, certain level, depending upon intensity of our karma. So, you know, all of this is complicated, but like Pradeep Bhai said, that once you have do samatva, equanimity and equanimous and equality towards everything, a lot of problem automatically would solve, because karma is sending out good coherent signal to every cell of the body.
I just want to improve on that answer a little bit. The best answer is follow Bhagavan's Agna as you learn it from a guru. If we make that commitment, the rest is easy. Because all the right answers come from there.
And ભાવના આમાં આખામાં ભાવના શું કામ કરે? I mean, everything તમારી ભાવના સાથે. And that's the most important.
There is a nimitic connection between bhav and karma as he is talking. So if the bhav the good, it attracts shubha karma or punya. If you bhav the bad, you get attract pap karma or punya. If you bhav ashuddha, then you will nirjara, meaning falling off of karma.
Otherwise,
Not building.
right. Even Naukar mantra has so much power. It can change your Ashubh karma to Shubha karma.
Yeah.
You know, there are, for every one word, there are 1,008, you know, guardian angel to take care of us. So, you know, all of this works towards, you know, keeping us healthy. Now we're going to see that video. No, I'll convert it into, I'll get that, and then by the time it start playing, I can,
In one of the lecture, somebody, I don't remember, but somebody has said that Aryan Bhagwan has so much equanimity. Why would he create anything to punish us? So he has given us all the way how to live the life, but because we haven't followed the life the way he has told us,
that you're going to see. And in this water droplet, a frequency is being pumped into this water droplet. As the frequency is mirrored in the droplet, you'll actually see the geometric patterns in that droplet. Now what's happening, and the reason that this is so significant, is because we're going to do a frequency sweep. We're going to go from low frequencies to higher frequencies. And what you'll find is this. You'll see that in the lower frequencies, the patterns are less complex. And in the higher frequency, the patterns are more complex. So we're going through a sweep from lower to higher frequency. I'm sharing this with you now because Earth is essentially going through a frequency sweep. Our fundamental pulse, our base pulse that has hovered around 7.8 cycles per second, now is changing. And again, there's a lot of controversy about what the change is, and we're witnessing the change. As we go through our planetary shift of this pulse, patterns of energy must change to respond to that, just as patterns of energy in this water are changing to respond to this pulse. And we'll begin with simply the concentric patterns in the water as the frequency begins. Every once in a while, we'll reach a key threshold resonance, such as that moment right there. And in that key threshold resonance, the entire pattern morphed into a more complex expression of itself, simply because the frequency changed. Now watch what happens. The frequency is still increasing. And watch what happens. As we reach another key threshold resonance, this entire pattern will morph into a beautifully and more complex pattern of itself, again and again. And look at this pattern right here. Look what you're seeing right here. Look at the beautiful geometry. Here's a perfect cube. There's a perfect tetrahedron, a star tetrahedron. In 2 dimensions, we've got the octahedron. Very powerful images of sacred geometry held in place simply because we've achieved the vibratory pattern that allows that in this water droplet. And as the vibration increases, these patterns will become more and more complex. You can see the pulse from where you are. Can you see the pulse actually in the water? As we go into the last set of the frequencies, what you'll see is that the entire, and you'll watch along the outer perimeter, the entire pattern reaches its greatest level of complexity, and then it goes back, as the frequencies drop, it goes back to what it was, the concentric circles, as it was originally. It almost looks alive. You know, you've been offered many times the concept that thought is vibration. Have you ever considered that emotion is vibration? Feeling is vibration. We are always feeling something. We are always emoting something. We may not always be aware of what that is. we carry those patterns with us. As we hold a feeling and an emotion, what we're doing is we are holding a vibratory pattern in the liquid crystal of our bodies.
Every one of water's properties is unique.
Almost feels like chai.
Yeah, it is chai. It is all chai.
Yeah.
The energy. And pronounce it in my last time. So I think it's pronounced it chi.
I see my guys last time.
So energy channel, which according to traditional Chinese medicine regulates our body function, may be related to node lines of organism biophoton field. The prana of Jain and Indian yoga philosophy may be similar, regulating energy force that has a basis in weak coherent electromagnetic biofield. The hologram the holographic biophoton field of the brain and nervous system, maybe even that of the whole organism, may also be the basis of memory and other phenomena of consciousness as postulated by neuron physiologist Carl Pribram and others. You know, these folks are saying that this thing has to do with consciousness too. Memory and consciousness would constitute our quantum holographic self, created from entanglement of past experience. The memory of all we have suffered and celebrated, the totality of our anxiety and fears, our hopes and our dreams.
Harshad, this one kind of thought occurs to me that Tirthankar Bhagavan can actually see all.
Yes, yes,
But they simplified
agree,
and just describe what we have to do.
agree, very true,
Where are the details?
very true.
Consciousness. તો એમાં આપણે જે ધર્મ કહે છે જાણતા અજાણતા. So is that what that falls into that category?
Janta means when you do janta, it has 10 times worse consequence
Yes,
versus ajanta. Ajanta to, you know, anything you do and you repent once you know that you have done wrong, we get forgive, you know, or your karma is not as bad as before. So now here you can see this has all modern science. Here is electromagnetic wave fields. They affect your neurotransmitters and through our biophoton, and then they change our protein form. This is all DNA, a protein, and goes back. So it's this triangle decides the state of mind being of an individual. So our conscious mind has effect on all. So here, this is what laser is doing. Here, this is modern science, and this is what's happening in our brain, and it has a hologram photon form. Long-term memory. So it can create whatever memory we have, we can remember in holographic mind. Any scene you've seen or something. So storing of the memory. We're talking about storing the memory.
Storing of the memory could be from one life to another life.
Agree. And those are the main thing we don't understand is we know karma body is subtle. So maybe those massless particles, the karma body goes from one life to other life, carries, and then it sends all these electromagnetic waves to all that part of the body. Now those are all the questions, Aryan Bhagwan can tell us. All we know is that somewhere it's stored and it can come back and synchronize with that cell in the body. If there's a Shata Vedniya karma, then somebody may get disease because fruition of that karma sending those magnetic waves to that proper cell, and then cell is damaged or DNA cannot work the way it would like to work. Now this is some of the conscious mind, and this is some of the pictures taken by Kirlan images during altar.
There is a alternate method of treating people for energy field.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Huh.
and looking at you, they can see what kind of an energy.
You-
I just had an experience day before yesterday. Somebody worked on me and said this was, and then they clean it up and then say now your energy is more pink or whatever.
I see, the color coded, right. The Russian biophysicist and molecular biologist Peter so-and-so studied human DNA with his research team in Moscow, found 90% of inactive DNA actually has complex property. Actually, they do hypercommunication. They transfer genetic information, vibratory, modified and altered, which we talk about. It's also DNA is living fluid and dynamic language. There's a quantum informational field and responsive not only to laser wave but also electromagnetic waves. Knowledge that human DNA can be influenced and modulated by frequency is likely to have known as various spiritual tradition, mystics and teachers over the ages, and this is what chanting, when we listen to the music or singing, chanting has great effect on our body. So DNA appears to function not only a protein builder but also a medium of storage, communications, and a lot of those things. Anyway, ants, the queen ants, it communicates with all these ants through this DNA. They transfer the DNA, queen one, so they know where the food is. And this is all trained by a queen. And they can see by DNA and they can tell you that. Yeah. When we are healthy, our biophotons are very coherent, in sync with natural frequency, In other words, they are able to cooperate, are unified. So far we know that when they are incoherent, everything works fine. When toxicity or mohonia karma that causes incoherent in those biophoton, and then we have all sorts of trouble. A great example of sickness due to incoherent biophoton is a cancer. Cancer cells are out of sync with the rest of cells of the body, and they ignore the original DNA code of the body, causing to go out of control and endangering the survival of the body. Today, many scientists believe the secrets of regeneration and healing lies not within costly medical drugs, or expensive medical treatment, but body-owned quantum energy biofield.
What could you give the religious word to quantum energy lab, if you have
Those are right.
great karmic?
Right. So if you have a good karma, that coherent biofield is good enough to not disturb all other cells.
My question was, what was the religious word would you say for quantum energy biofield?
Biophoton.
Quantum energy biofield.
Karmic bond.
Yeah.
Right, it's all comes. So here the message, I think we talked about this one, if you get a cut, this is happened. But here's this gentleman, he had stage 2 cancer. And he believed in his God, of course. And he prayed, and he was going to start chemotherapy, and 2 months later, the whole tumor was gone.
Now you have about 20 minutes.
20 minutes, right. You can look at this video, Saved by Angel. This guy was crushed on a truck, and some places his body was crushed to 1 inch. And he had a faith in his religion, and he was fully recovered. So, it can, with good positive, you can convert a Shubh Karma to Shubha Karma and do it. Navkar Mantra has that power,
Are you going to show the video or
No time. When we are healthy, our biophotons are very coherent. Is anybody can turn the lights on? Would we get the lights on? Front or back, so I can see better. Yeah.
Oh, sure.
So when we are healthy, our biophotons are coherent. They are able to cooperate and unified with us. Now we talked about this when Bhagwan is there. All the animals, enemy or they can all work together. Yeah, that's fine. Not this one. This way you can turn it on. Yeah, this is fine. Now even Jesus heals. You've seen a lot of verses, Jesus healed so many people. So his biophotons, had effect on sick people's biophotons. Lame beggar and you know. Anyway, now we go to conclusion. We cannot speed it up. Now, correlation between karmic vibration and biophoton. Karmic vibration from the karma body is uniform all over the soul space point. In every cell, biophoton emission is uniform all over the body. They are within 50 billion cells and 10 times more bacteria. Every part of the body, they are all spread all over the body, just like karmic body. All types of karma bond with every soul's pradesh, territory. Biophoton are emitted over wide range of frequency in every cell of the body. Present in all living organization. Biophoton is living in all organization. Ekindriya, Beindriya, they're all over, There is source of knowledge. So does karmic vibration, source of knowledge. Biophoton do cell communication. So it's still knowledge. Karma bondage, karma vipak is continuous process. So the biophoton emission is continuous process. We are emitting all the time. Waves contain information released by karma body and communicates. Same through tejas and physical body for further action. The source of biophoton is coherent magnetic field per directive of this field. Big photon perform activity in the cell, just like karma body. It is clear from comparison there is great similarities to karma body. Now it is evident that karma body in fact comprised of coherent electromagnetic field. This assumption is further validated in fact that bondage and vipak of karma over all soul pradesh takes place simultaneously. We talked about coherency. Scientists are perhaps not sure why the big biophoton light is coherent, but Jain doctrine clearly explains the reason for this coherence. I don't understand this page, but I need to do further study on, reason for coherence according to Jain doctrine. It is now easy to understand what is the source of intelligence in biophoton. Intelligence comes from soul, which is the ultimate source of karmic vibration. Being coherent electromagnetic field, karma body is powerful and can store very large amount of information. We saw those biophoton has that codes, and when they synchronize with whatever karma body is sending, they get the message. Now here, correlation between Jnana-Varniya karma and nervous system.
That's why they said that everything we do or think, there is an actual picture taken of that and stored.
Right.
You did the comparison,
Right. I did from the book, but when you see it's a different, you will see. Correlation, Jnana-Varniya karma, brain nervous system performing almost the same function which is assigned by Jnana-Varniya karma. Intelligence, memory, attention, learning, language, decision making, consciousness. This is all Jnana-Varniya karma. Mati jnana, shruta jnana. How much we can remember has to do with memory, intelligence. This is, we saw this, correlation between Jnana-Varniya karma and nervous system,
So what do we do to improve Jnana-Varniya karma or say कोई याद न रहे तो,
Right.
What is the thing that's holding and
Yeah,
what
I'll give you that information. I'll give you that, how you cure all of these karmas. I'll give you that information, So this is a nervous system, we say Jnana-Varniya karma.
But the thing to remember is that focus on Mohaniya. Because Jnana-Varniya, even if you improve it, it doesn't really help that much. If you cure the Mohaniya and everything else gets better.
the money against is the same thing, anger.
It's a ringleader, he's the ringleader. Think as a ringleader, once you control those, a lot of other thing is you can control. But there is a way you can increase your Jnana-Varniya karma. Saraswati Devi, you can have, there are mantras. Today, this morning he was saying, Saraswati mantra can bring your memory, so there are some function. So we know Jnana-Varniya karma is responsible through nervous system and endocrine glands, right? Correlation, Darshana-Varniya karma. Perception, vision is all responsible through brain. Remember this is perception with 5 senses. So those is related to the nervous system, which is Darshana-Varniya karma. Mohaniya karma is emotions and those hormones and hormone levels in a blood and urine rise during emotional. Those emotions are anger, ego, deception, greed. So this Mohaniya karma is directly reflects our glands, and those are those are the hormones and affects our glands. Mohniya karma controls our feeling, emotions. Emotions is, here is the emotion part of the brain. Antaraya Vedaniya karma. Antaraya Vedaniya karma prevents soul to donate charity and makes non-rational decision. Brain nervous system also performing rational perception. When you don't have a rational perception, you don't think and don't make a right decision to donate. You worried about tomorrow. Hey, if I'm sick, I may go into assisted living and I need thousands of dollars. Those are all things we sing. So this is again Antaray Varna Karmiya Antaray Varniya Karma, power obscuring, and you can't properly rationalize your decision. And in Antaray Vedaniya Karma, not be able to enjoy worldly things. Your sugar is high, then you cannot eat lots of mangoes or sweets. And these are all, you can see, blood pressure. This is all Antaray Vedaniya Karma. If you cannot digest your food, you can't eat. It's all pancreas not working, you can't work. So all of these glands, and there's nothing, any abnormality in your body function is all, you can say it's Antaray Varniya Karma. Ashatna Vedaniya Karma, faulty genes, and then faulty genes, cancer or any other diseases. So these faulty genes can do all of this. This is Ashata Vedaniya Karma. How many diseases are in here? Hundreds. And that's why I'm saying fasting resolves this. They have proved that fasting can take care of your Parkinson disease and Alzheimer disease. This is done by some scientists. So this is converting into a Shubh to Shubha karma. Sankraman, transferring your karma. Beside Nikachit karma, you can transform anything. You can bring it early. If you get a chance, go in YouTube, put my name and look karma in a nutshell. It's explained, all of them. Yeah, not my lecture. I put some videos on YouTube. I've got almost karma in a nutshell. Yeah, and I have almost more than 125,000 hits, through different videos, Now again, Ashata Vedaniya Karma is all of this. Well, you can blog, you can assign to my channel. Yeah, that would be good. That's a good idea. Right. Now, this is all Ashata Vedaniya Karma. Bone marrow problem, liver problem, lung problem, nerve cell problem, see, brain. This is all Ashata Vedaniya Karma, right? So, now go to Ayusha Karma. When division of self keeps our body alive, scientists do not know the definite reason for this division. The lifespan karma determines the lifespan, and therefore this karma must be responsive for division of the self. Nam karma, oh my God, this is easiest one. Genes are perform almost same function which are assigned by various nam karma.
But is that Nam karma for it's not your name?
No, it's your whole body. The color, your organs, your brain. Remember I give you that sheet?
Yeah.
That sheet has all the karma for that body. And I don't know I added here or not.
Yeah,
See here.
Yes.
See? This is, you get, what kind of species you're gonna be. Here, firmness, your bone joint, your body figure. Are you gonna be walk like an elephant or walk like a donkey? Right? This is all up here. Hunchback. See, color. What color you're gonna be. Your movement, pleasant like a hathi or somebody else. Your odor. Here, touch. This is all defined. And science has found some of the genes for this, but they still don't know about others. Here is your body. The anatomy, gross physical, So, you can be Vaikriya and you can go from here to Mahavidya Kshetra.
There is a Samudra Ghat,
Right.
right?
Agree.
That is
Agree.
It's still being, I think, practiced.
Right. So, type of body of organism, sharir, jati, varna, it's all in the one. Nam karma contains information required constructing our body. Now these are we have seen yesterday. So these are pretty much same. So ultimate source of intelligence and knowledge is the soul. Power of the soul which can perform feats like control and regulate millions of chemicals, biological activity in a cell per second in all the trillions of cells. It is power of soul which can perform, correlation between all the cells, harmony among everybody, not just ourselves. We have to live with harmony with all the living beings. In summary, let us review following. This observation suggests control within living state is electromagnetic field. I'll skip that. In this presentation, modern scientific finding, relevant Jain doctrine of karma have attempted to establish a relation between two different schools of thought. Two streams of knowledge not only support each other, but also enhances our understanding of subtle secret of life, which are guiding and governing our behavior physically, mentally, and emotionally. Science offers no contradiction, but strengthens our belief in Arihant Lord. Lastly, we end with the hearty remark, what you sow is what you reap. Remember? Spiritually seeded, germinated, and blossom in the mundane, it is to be found in nature, natured in the smallest daily activity, proper conduct of samatva, equality, equanimity.
Most selfish thing you can do is be good.
Now this is the only one I want you to go, and then we'll go through this one. Let me go here. Okay, go up. This is the best slide, I think. Yeah.
The siddha means
Okay, everybody concentrate. Just for a few minutes. Concentrate on illustrated and observe. The soul attains the siddha state that is free of all karma by burning and reducing the ash of all 8 karmas. As a lotus flower blooms when sunlight falls on it, 8 natural attributes of the soul spontaneously appear with the destruction of 8 karma. The 8 natural attributes of the inherent powers are shown at petal of blooming lotus: infinite knowledge, limitless perception, unending happiness, as per Girishbhai Akhandanand. Flawless conduct, supreme power, masslessness, equanimity, and indestructible constitution. After liberation of the Siddha soul exists at crescent-shaped Siddha Lok, situated at edge of the universe. The Siddha Loka has innumerable soul exit in oral form as a flame fuses into another. While concentrating on the Siddha, if one meditates about its complete, healthy, blissful, all-endowing and eternally happy form, the same attributes start appearing within our own soul. We wish you nothing but the best in your spiritual journey to achieve purest of achar, purest of conduct, of equality and equanimity, leading to the house of moksha. Thank you. So thank you, Michami Dukaram. If I have made any mistake, please accept my apology. This is from the book which you have, Jaina Doctrine of Karma Body. All images are here, from Shasan Viruddha kai lakhanu hoy, mana vachan kayati Michami Dukaram. Thank you very much for your support. And Michami Dukaram, and oh, you're welcome, welcome. Get this, throw that switch. So we did it, we made it. By 11 we covered everything.
YouTube has the audio and the video.
Yeah, I will give you